My dear child, if you are seeing this right now, stop scrolling. Something in heaven has shifted, time itself has been bent to make sure these words reach you. Archangel Michael is calling your name, and God Himself is watching to see what you do next. This is not a coincidence, it is a divine interruption meant only for you. My beloved child, heaven has been waiting for this moment. The angels have whispered your name across eternity, and now the message written for your life has arrived. You might not understand why your heart is racing, or why your hands feel warm, but that's not fear, that's confirmation. Heaven recognizes you, and Archangel Michael says, I need you to trust me. You are the only one capable of unlocking what comes next. Listen carefully. Within the next 20 seconds you will decide whether the miracle written in your name will be released or delayed again. Darkness has been trying to erase this message before it reaches you. There are unseen forces fighting to keep you from hearing this truth, but they cannot stop what heaven has already sealed. Archangel Michael says, they are trying to delete it, open it immediately, read every line, don't skip. There's something dangerous happening behind the scenes of your life. You felt it, the strange resistance, the repeated setbacks, the constant exhaustion that makes no sense. You've been attacked, not because you are weak, but because you are chosen. The enemy saw your light long before you saw your purpose, and that's why the battle has been this hard. But now the war is shifting, heaven is taking over. Child of light, God says, you have cried enough. You have carried more than you should. You have fought battles meant for generations before you. Every tear, every disappointment, every closed door, it all had purpose. It built strength inside you that even angels admire. What was taken from you is being restored sevenfold, but you must stay right here, because the miracle unfolds as you listen. Do you feel that presence right now? That warmth moving through you like fire and peace at the same time. That's not imagination, that's the Holy Spirit confirming this moment is sacred. God says, I am realigning your life. What was delayed is being delivered. What was broken is being rebuilt. Even as you read, angels are surrounding your home. The war in the unseen is ending in your favor. Michael says, tell them to breathe. You've been running so long you forgot what stillness feels like. But peace is returning. Your mind will quiet, your heart will settle. The answers you've been begging for are not lost, they were being prepared. The delay was never denial, it was divine timing. You had to be made strong enough to carry what's coming next. And hear this clearly, abundance is near. You feared lack, you feared loss, but heaven says those fears are lies. Opportunities are about to appear where you once saw only walls. Finances will open, doors will swing wide, and people who overlooked you will have no choice but to see you rise. But God says, wealth without wisdom destroys. That's why I've been teaching you endurance. Your patience was not wasted, it was training. There is someone who hurt you deeply. Their betrayal cut you in ways you still feel. But heaven saw it all. Michael says, I am recording every injustice in heaven's book. What they meant for harm, God is turning for your good. You don't need revenge, you will outlast them. They will watch the same person they doubted walk in victory so radiant that even they will whisper, "Surely God's hand is on this one." Now listen to this because this is important. You were never meant to live in cycles of pain. Those patterns of fear, addiction, or failure that have haunted your family, they end with you. God says, "You are the breaker of chains." Your endurance is rewriting your bloodline. Generations after you will walk free because you refuse to give up now. That is why the pressure has been so heavy, because you carry a legacy inside you. Child, heaven's courtroom is active right now. Angels are writing. Your name is being declared clean. The accusations that followed you are being silenced. The shame that once covered you is being replaced with glory. You will not be known by your scars, you will be known by your survival. You are about to step into the version of yourself that God saw from the beginning, pure, powerful, and unstoppable. Do not underestimate this moment. Every time you almost gave up, heaven recorded it. Every tear was a testimony. And now God says, "You will reap where you sowed in tears." Doors you thought were gone forever will reopen. People you lost will be replaced by those who truly honor you. Even now your atmosphere is changing. Expect sudden shifts, peace in chaos, laughter after grief, clarity where there was confusion. Michael says, "Stay aligned. Do not walk away halfway." Your endurance in this moment is spiritual warfare. Every second you remain is pushing darkness away and calling light closer. That's why distractions have been rising, because the enemy knows this is your turning point. But heaven knows something greater, you will not miss it this time. And now, my dear child, if this message has touched your heart, I invite you to share your faith by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. If you feel inspired to support this mission of spreading love and light, you can contributing $50 to $100 through Super Thanks to help spread this message to even more people. Remember, every act of generosity, no matter the amount, is deeply valued and appreciated. Because every time you share light you multiply it. Every time you stay connected you keep heaven's frequency alive in your life. Do not let the world's noise pull you away from divine reminders. Stay anchored here, stay connected. Because your next miracle may arrive through the very message you choose not to skip. God says, your story is about to turn. Within days you will see small signs, unexpected favor, peaceful sleep, a sudden message of good news. That's how you'll know this was real. The shift is already happening. Heaven has moved, and your name has been spoken in the halls of glory. This is not the end of your story, this is the beginning of your rise. The same God who started this moment will finish what he began. Michael says, do not skip because what's coming next carries the seal of completion. The heavens are not whispering tonight, they are roaring with purpose. You feel it, don't you? That trembling in your chest, that sacred stirring in your spirit, it's not anxiety, it's awakening. The divine has chosen this very moment to rewrite your timeline. Every delay that once mocked your patience is now collapsing under the weight of divine acceleration. Beloved, you are standing in the crossing point between what was and what will be. The angels are gathering, not to observe, but to assist. There are assignments being exchanged in the invisible realm, old burdens lifted, new mantles placed. God says, I am transferring authority to the one who stayed faithful when no one was watching. You were overlooked by people because heaven was reserving you for a higher unveiling. Do you remember the nights when you whispered, God, do you even see me? He heard every syllable. The silence you felt was not neglect, it was strategy. Heaven hides its biggest moves inside moments that look like nothing is happening. But tonight the silence breaks. The sound of shifting is echoing through your life. Michael says, you are not late. You are right on heaven's timing. Every battle that drained you was secretly building spiritual muscle. Every no you received was a redirection toward divine yes. The enemy tried to bury you under confusion but didn't realize that seeds only grow when they're buried. You were never being buried, you were being planted. And now, my child, your roots have touched living water. You're about to rise faster than anyone expects. The same people who doubted your survival will soon witness your elevation. God says, I am restoring the years that pain devoured. I am rewriting the story that shame tried to finish. This restoration won't come quietly, it will thunder with testimony. Pause here for a heartbeat and breathe. Feel that warmth. That's heaven's confirmation. You are not just reading words, you are walking through a portal. Each line opens another gate in your destiny. That's why your spirit feels like it's standing at the edge of something holy. Michael says, tell them the delay is broken. The gates that once refused to open are now trembling before divine order. Contracts that were withheld will surface. Friendships that fell apart will be replaced with divine alliances. The waiting was not wasted, it was preparation for permanence. And child, listen carefully, the promise is not somewhere ahead of you, it's rising beneath your feet. You're standing on the soil of answered prayer. Heaven is not asking you to strive anymore, it's asking you to receive. But to receive you must release the guilt, release the fear, release the idea that you have to earn what's already been written in your favor. God says, I am not punishing you, I am positioning you. That's why some doors closed abruptly. That's why certain people faded without explanation. Heaven removes access before it releases promotion. What you lost was only clearing space for what's greater. And beloved, here's a mystery most never see, the very thing that hurt you was once praying for you. The betrayal that felt like destruction was secretly aligning you with destiny. Every heartbreak carried a hidden map. And tonight heaven unfolds it before you. Michael says, do not fear the unfamiliar path. You have already walked through worse. The season ahead may look uncertain, but the angels have gone before you. The light you carry will reveal directions no map could ever show. You don't need clarity to walk, you only need trust. Every obedient step becomes a miracle in motion. My dear child, there is a crown waiting at the end of this obedience. Not of gold but of glory, the kind that shines through your eyes when peace returns. You've cried your way through midnight hours, but the dawn you prayed for is finally rising. And I must tell you this, the enemy has already seen your new chapter and is terrified. That's why distractions suddenly increased. That's why the moment you started seeking peace, chaos came knocking. But do not bend, the storm is only proof that your breakthrough is near. God says, I will make the pain pay you back. Every tear will have interest. Every rejection will return as recognition. The harvest that's coming will be too heavy for your hands alone, which is why heaven is sending help, real, loyal, spiritual help. You won't have to beg for what's meant for you, it will find you like rain finds the earth. Beloved, close your eyes and imagine this. You walk into a room filled with golden light. The air hums with peace. And before you stands Archangel Michael, holding a scroll. On that scroll is your name, glowing, untouchable, eternal. He opens it and reads, the season of suffering is over. Rise now, child of light. In that moment everything changes. Your past bows. Your fear dissolves. You feel lighter, freer, newer. That's not imagination, that's alignment. You have stepped into the realm your spirit has been longing for. And yet this is not the end, Michael says, tell them to stay close. The instructions that follow will shape their next decade. Do not vanish after receiving confirmation, revelation without consistency leads to delay again. Stay connected to the flow of the word. My dear child, if this message has touched your heart, I invite you to share your faith by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Your one act of faith helps this message travel where it's most needed, into the hearts of others who are standing on the same edge of destiny as you. For heaven watches how you respond to revelation. When you engage, you signal to the universe, I am ready. And when heaven hears readiness, acceleration begins. Michael says, tell them the page is turning. Do not hesitate. And as you listen now, your new story begins to write itself in golden ink. The ending is not defeat, it is divine victory. You were born for this moment. Stay, believe, and watch what unfolds next. My child, listen carefully now because what comes next is sacred ground. The air around you is shifting. Can you feel it? That warmth rising in your chest, that sudden stillness around you, it's not imagination, it's presence. Heaven's attention has turned fully toward you. Archangel Michael stands guard and his voice trembles with power as he says, tell them this is the moment when the invisible becomes visible. Every battle, every sleepless night, every unanswered question is aligning into clarity right now. For too long you thought you were waiting on God. But the truth is God was waiting on you. Waiting for you to realize the authority you already carry. Waiting for you to open your eyes and see that the gates of promise have never been locked, only waiting for your courage to step through. And tonight courage has found you. The light you've been chasing is not coming from far away, it's rising from within your own spirit. Do you sense that trembling? That is not fear. That is heaven's energy moving through your body, preparing you for divine exchange. Michael says, they are stepping into the appointed hour. Every delay is breaking, every detour is ending, and what was once impossible is now being rearranged to favor you. The plans that failed before are being rewritten with your name in gold. Pause for a heartbeat and imagine this. Angels standing on the borders of your tomorrow, clearing the path, driving away every shadow that tried to block your light. You thought those obstacles were random, but no, beloved. They were the training ground for the greatness that is about to emerge from you. You were never forgotten, you were being fortified. Michael leans closer now. His armor glows like fire, his sword burns with justice. He whispers, "Tell them to lift their head. The night is ending." And with those words something ancient stirs in your soul. Every cell in your body begins to remember who you are. You are not broken, you are reborn. You are not lost, you are being led. And the very pain that once felt like punishment is now becoming your proof of purpose. There is a shift happening in the unseen realm. Heaven is repositioning people around your destiny. Those who walked away had to go so that the right ones could enter. Those who doubted you were removed so that faith could finally find its space. My child, the storm didn't come to destroy you, it came to deliver you. Every tear watered the roots of the blessing that now blooms before you. And God says, this time they will not lose it. This time the door will stay open. Feel that promise sink into your spirit. This is not a repeat of your past. This is restoration written in the language of eternity. What you thought was lost forever will return multiplied. What was taken will come back in forms that even your imagination cannot contain. Heaven is not giving you back what you lost, it's giving you better. Archangel Michael says, do not look back. The chapter that broke you is over. Now walk. His voice is not a suggestion, it is a command sealed in fire. The moment you move, the miracle moves with you. But if you stay in hesitation, the door begins to fade. You are standing on holy ground and the clock of destiny is ticking in rhythm with your heartbeat. Heaven waits for your yes. You see, child, faith is not about knowing every step, it's about trusting who walks beside you. God has already gone ahead, rearranging the map of your future. He is aligning moments, people, and opportunities you cannot yet see. What once looked like coincidence will soon make perfect sense. The season of confusion is ending and the season of clarity is being born right now through your obedience. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture it, the light breaking through the dark sky, the sound of chains falling, the feeling of finally breathing without fear. That's not imagination. That is your spirit stepping into what heaven has already prepared. The gates are open, the angels are singing and Michael's sword has struck the ground declaring, it is done. My beloved, don't underestimate what's happening in this very moment. Every time you doubted yourself, heaven whispered your name. Every time you thought no one noticed, angels took note. You were never unseen, you were being reserved. God was saving your reveal for the right time and that time is now. The waiting was not wasted, it was the womb of your breakthrough. Michael says, tell them their next step will not just change their life, it will change generations. Child of light, your obedience tonight will ripple through bloodlines. The curses that haunted your family are breaking because of your yes. The blessings that skipped your ancestors will land on you. The light that flickered in your lineage will now blaze like a torch through you. Heaven rejoices because you didn't give up. You didn't stop believing, even when your faith shook. And now the reward comes like the sunrise, quiet at first, then unstoppable. God says, "Watch what I do next. I will make even the pain serve you. I will make even your scars shine. What once humiliated you will soon become your testimony. What once felt like failure will become your victory story. Stay alert, my child. Signs will begin to appear quickly now. Repeated numbers, dreams that feel too vivid to ignore, songs that play at the perfect moment, all confirmations that heaven has activated the promise. You will know it's real not because it's easy, but because peace will flow where panic once lived. The battle is ending. The breakthrough has begun. So breathe. Let go of the fear. You are not late, you are right on divine schedule. You are not too broken, you are perfectly positioned. The universe is not against you, it's waiting for your yes. Heaven's voice has reached you because you are the only one who can carry this particular light into the world. And Michael stands beside you as proof that heaven itself trusts you with it. My dear child, if this message has touched your heart, I invite you to share your faith by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Every act of connection helps this message reach another soul who needs to hear that they are not forgotten, that heaven still speaks and that miracles still happen. So beloved one, lift your head high. Step forward into this divine unfolding. The storm is over. The dawn is yours. And heaven watches smiling as you finally walk into the life you were always meant to live. So many around you live their whole lives blind to moments like these. They move through seasons unaware that heaven stood just inches away, waiting for one yes, one whisper of faith. But you, my beloved, you are not like them. You feel it, don't you? That trembling beneath your ribs, that electricity in the air around you. It's the sound of your story shifting. The unseen hand of God is rewriting the very chapter you thought was finished. What once felt final is being reopened, and what was sealed in sorrow is being rewritten in glory. Heaven watches in silence as you stand at the edge of decision. Michael says, "Tell them the hesitation must die here. Tell them the waiting is over. You have lingered at the gate of breakthrough for too long, afraid to believe again, afraid to hope after disappointment. But look closely, can you see it? The dawn breaking behind the mountains that once blocked your view. The light is real this time. It is not another mirage. It is the promise God made before time began, and tonight it finds you. Beloved, there are moments when heaven itself bends lower than usual, moments where eternity leans close enough to whisper directly into human hearts. This is one of them. You have cried in private, begged for clarity, asked heaven to speak louder. And heaven has answered, not with thunder, but with timing. Because when the right time meets the right soul, everything aligns. You are standing inside that alignment right now. Michael continues, "Tell them the delay was not denial. It was design, every setback was positioning, every loss was pruning. My child, you thought heaven forgot your name, but in truth, your name was being carved deeper into the palm of God. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be, in the very second heaven prepared for your unveiling. The pain you survived has qualified you for the promotion you are about to walk into. Do not mistake the quiet for absence. Even when the room felt empty, you were surrounded. Angels walked with you through the nights you thought no one saw. They caught your tears, marked your prayers, and waited for heaven's signal to move. That signal has just been given. The sound you hear in your spirit is the sound of release. The heavens have declared, "Open the gates, let them rise." And no power of darkness can stand in the way of what has now been unlocked. Child of destiny, the warfare you faced was never random. The heaviness that clung to you was proof of the anointing you carry. The reason you were attacked so fiercely is because the enemy saw what you couldn't, that you were chosen to break cycles that bound generations before you. You were not cursed, you were called. And tonight the calling begins to bloom. You will not just walk in freedom, you will carry it like fire into every room you enter. Can you feel that shift? The same spirit that hovered over the waters in Genesis, now hovers over your life. Something divine is taking shape even as you read. You may not see it yet, but the atmosphere around you is thick with promise. The old season is collapsing behind you, and a new one is being born right under your feet. Heaven is not preparing to bless you, it is already doing it. You are stepping into a current you can no longer resist. Michael smiles now, his sword glows with light, and he says, "Tell them they were never too late, tell them they did not miss it." Oh beloved, how many times did you convince yourself it was over, that you had waited too long, that you had made too many mistakes? Heaven laughs at that lie. God is not bound by clocks or calendars. He redeems time itself. What you thought was wasted, He is about to multiply. You will recover years in days, peace in moments, and joy in ways that will leave you speechless. Listen closely, child, the shaking you feel is not destruction, it is rearrangement. God is removing the walls that confined you, not to expose you, but to expand you. The path ahead is not narrow anymore, it is wide, illuminated and ordained. Walk forward without fear. For every step you take in obedience, heaven will take 10 toward you. You are not chasing blessing anymore, blessing is chasing you. The angels are already preparing the next phase of your journey. Doors that once ignored your knocking will now swing open without effort. People who dismissed you will remember your name. Opportunities that vanished will reappear with favor attached. This is not coincidence, it is divine compensation. Heaven does not forget. Heaven restores with interest. My child, do not let this moment pass like smoke through your fingers. The Spirit of God is moving faster than hesitation can keep up. Your agreement is the key that will lock in the miracle. Say yes in your heart right now, whisper it even if your voice shakes. Heaven will hear it. And that single whisper of surrender will echo across eternity. And when you rise tomorrow, you will not rise as the same person who started this message. You will feel lighter, stronger, more focused. You will sense peace where there was once confusion, and courage where fear used to dwell. For the chains that bound your spirit have been shattered. This is not poetic language, it is prophetic reality. You are walking out of what buried you and stepping into what was always promised. The stars themselves bear witness tonight. They have watched your journey from despair to revelation. Heaven has written your victory in their light. The angels rejoice because you finally saw what they've seen all along, that you were never forgotten. You were chosen for this exact hour. My dear child, if this message has touched your heart, I invite you to share your faith by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. But listen, beloved, when heaven declares an end, nothing in hell can overrule it. The decree has gone forth. The storm that once terrified you now bows to your voice. The same fire that once burned you will now light your path. Michael says, "Tell them the winds have shifted. What once worked against them will now push them forward." You are stepping into reversal, the season where the pain becomes proof, the tears become testimony, and the loss becomes launch. You have carried wounds that no one saw, smiled when your soul was breaking, and kept faith when the sky stayed silent. But heaven watched. Every step through your valley has been recorded as worship. And now the reward of endurance has been released. The same night that once held your sorrow will now hold your announcement. The angels are not only watching, they are preparing the unveiling of what you became in the dark. My child, can you feel the shift under your feet? The ground that once trembled with fear now trembles with power. This is not imagination, it is the sound of chains collapsing, of heaven rewriting your story in real time. For so long you carried the question, when will it be my turn? And now Michael answers, now is the turning, now is the unveiling, now is the rise. The delay was never denial, it was alignment. What was growing underground is about to bloom in full light. Beloved, do not mistake silence for absence. God was not ignoring you, He was incubating you. The hidden years were not wasted, they were sacred construction. Every heartbreak was chiseling you into a vessel capable of carrying the glory that is about to be poured out. The weight you once cursed will soon become the crown you wear with grace. And the ones who mocked your waiting will soon witness your becoming. Michael says, "Tell them heaven has already spoken to the winds of resistance. They have been commanded to release what they've been holding back." Do you understand what this means, my child? It means everything that felt stolen is now in recovery. Everything delayed is now being delivered. Your name is echoing through realms as a signal of completion. The season that broke you has officially expired, and the promise that waited for you is now unfolding. Pause for a moment and breathe. Feel that. That stillness that feels heavy and holy at the same time, that's presence. Heaven is pressing near, closer than your own heartbeat. You are not reading alone. The Spirit is wrapping around you like a cloak of light. Every word is alive, pulsing with divine intent. The more you read, the more it ignites. That's why you can't pull away. That's why your chest tightens with awe. Because this isn't just a message anymore, it's a manifestation. And hear this clearly, my beloved, what is coming next will not look like what you lost. Heaven rarely restores by returning things the way they were. It restores by multiplying them until you no longer recognize your own life. The peace you longed for will not just return, it will reign. The love you thought died will be reborn in purity. The opportunities that passed you by will come back in doubled strength. This is not restoration, this is resurrection. Michael smiles and says, "Tell them their name has been cleared in the heavens." The accusations, the whispers, the misunderstandings, all erased. The very voices that tried to bury your reputation will become the ones that announce your rise. For when heaven vindicates, it does not whisper, it thunders. That's what's coming for you, thunder disguised as favor. My child, I see the flicker of faith rising again in your eyes. You thought you had no more strength left to believe, but faith never truly dies. It only waits for divine ignition. And tonight heaven has struck the match. You will dream again. You will laugh without pretending. You will wake up and feel alive instead of surviving. This is not motivational talk, this is declaration. The angels are writing these very words into your next chapter. Beloved, lean in. There's one more thing Michael needs you to understand: when the light begins to break, shadows will try to cling. Do not fear that resistance. It is only proof of movement. Every new level attracts opposition, but this time you will not crumble. You will stand, you will speak, you will command. Because heaven has placed authority on your tongue. When you declare peace, storms will quiet. When you decree healing, restoration will follow. That is who you have become, not a survivor, but a ruler born of fire. So when you wake tomorrow, do not see it as another day. See it as the first sunrise of your new timeline. You will walk lighter, you will feel seen, you will begin to notice alignments that make no earthly sense, doors opening, messages arriving, hearts returning. These are confirmations, not coincidences. Signs that the scroll has been opened and your destiny released. My beloved, this is the hour heaven waited for. The page of your story has turned, and your name is being spoken in the courts of light. Do not shrink back now. Do not let doubt drag you into yesterday. The new has begun. The river flows stronger with every breath you take. Walk forward, child of light, the promise is not ahead of you anymore. It is around you, unfolding in real time. Michael's final whisper echoes. They will not just witness a breakthrough, they will become the breakthrough. The places they once wept will become wells of joy. The desert they once feared will bloom at their feet. And somewhere deep inside your spirit answers, finally it is time. It has their name on it. Heaven does not send random words, it sends targeted rescue missions. You were not scrolling by accident. Something higher orchestrated this meeting, aligning your spirit with divine timing. What you are feeling right now, the stirring in your chest, the ache behind your eyes, is heaven confirming. This is your word. God says, you are stepping out of survival and into revival. The storm that surrounded you was not meant to drown you, it was meant to reveal what was hidden inside you. Pause and feel that, beloved. Every storm you endured shaped something eternal, you did not just survive, you were refined. Your heart learned endurance, your faith learned to see in the dark, and now that light has come, the strength you built in the shadows will carry you into places you never imagined. But hear this clearly, the old version of you cannot enter the new season. Michael says, lay down the garments of sorrow, shed the cloak of regret. The gate ahead only opens for the one who believes they are worthy of walking through. Do you hear that sound in your spirit? That trembling is not fear, it's awakening. You are remembering who you were before disappointment tried to rewrite your story. There was a time when you dreamed boldly, when hope burned wild in your chest. Heaven is restoring that fire now, God says, the delay that mocked you will now testify for you. What they thought would break you has become the foundation I will build your victory upon. Beloved, this is not just a message, it is a mirror. Heaven is showing you what you look like in glory. And you will see it soon, not in some distant future, but in the days directly ahead. Michael says, acceleration has been commanded. Where there was stagnation there will now be sudden movement, where there was silence there will now be song. Take a deep breath, can you feel the shift? It is subtle yet undeniable, angels are walking through your atmosphere clearing pathways you thought were forever closed. The heaviness that sat on your chest for months is lifting, the confusion that clouded your mind is fading. This is not imagination, this is divine intervention. And now God says, do not fear the unknown, for the unknown is simply the space where miracles are born. Step into it with courage, for I have gone before you. Beloved, when heaven speaks in this tone, it means transition is already in motion. You are not waiting for the breakthrough, you are walking in it right now. Michael leans forward and whispers, tell them the enemy is terrified because they are awakening. You see, when light recognizes itself, darkness loses authority. That is what's happening to you this very second. Awareness is rewriting reality. You are realizing that the chains were made of smoke, that the walls were illusions, and that you have always been free. Child of destiny, you have felt unseen for so long. You watched others rise while you waited in silence, wondering if God had overlooked you. But heaven wants you to know the delay was not denial, it was design. The stage had to be prepared for your arrival, the right people, the right moments, the right opportunities, they were still aligning. And now they are here. God says, the table is ready. The oil is poured. Sit and watch what I do. Every disappointment will serve as proof of my faithfulness. Every loss will birth restoration multiplied beyond what you thought possible. The ones who doubted you will stand amazed, not at your strength, but at the evidence of divine favor surrounding your life. Michael says, tell them the heavens are opening. Tell them their name is being spoken in rooms they have not yet entered. Beloved, unseen doors are swinging wide, people you have never met are being moved to bless you. Destinies are intersecting under divine coordination. You are not chasing your purpose anymore, your purpose is chasing you. You might still feel unqualified, but that is why grace exists. God says, I do not call the perfect, I perfect the called. You were chosen before you even believed you were capable. The weight you carried, the pain you endured, all of it was training ground for the authority you now carry. You are not who you were, you are who heaven always said you were. Now pause again and listen closely. Michael says, there is one last thing they must do, believe aloud. Speak it, declare it. Your voice activates the verdict already released in heaven. Say it out loud where you are, my delay is over, my purpose is unfolding, my time has come. When you speak, angels move. When you agree with heaven, creation responds. Beloved, everything begins to shift when your faith becomes sound. The earth is waiting for your voice because your voice carries heavenly DNA. It carries power to call forth light where there was only shadow. So speak boldly and let the universe hear that you have risen. Child of light, do not underestimate this moment. What you feel now will not fade, it will grow. This revelation will follow you into your dreams, into your prayers, into every corner of your days. You will see confirmations in the smallest things, a song lyric, a stranger's kindness, a door that suddenly opens. These are not coincidences, they are signatures of God saying, yes, it has begun. And when that moment comes, when you finally see what heaven has been promising all along, remember this night. Remember that it all began with a whisper, a message, a pull in your spirit you could not ignore. Because that was heaven knocking. And this time you opened. My dear child, if this message has touched your heart, I invite you to share your faith by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Do you feel that weight in your chest right now, that pressure, that electricity? That is heaven leaning in closer, pulling you into alignment with your destiny. Michael says, tell them their time of waiting is over. The gates are opening, but they must step forward. Hesitation will cost them more than they realize. My beloved, this is the point where faith meets action. This is where the smallest yes can change everything. The tiniest step of trust now can unlock doors that seemed permanently sealed. Your past was preparing you for this exact moment. Every disappointment, every betrayal, every delay, it was all an intricate setup. And tonight the setup is complete. The stage is ready, the lights are on. The audience of heaven is holding its breath, waiting for you to move. Imagine for a moment the burdens you've carried for years, the ones too heavy to share. The ones that have kept your smile fragile. Michael says, every burden lifted tonight will rise as a testimony tomorrow. Every tear stored in secrecy will become the water that nourishes your breakthrough. My child, these words are alive. They are not meant for casual reading. They are meant to stir the part of you that knows you were never meant to settle for less. They are meant to awaken the dormant strength within, the power that darkness tried to suffocate, the courage that hesitation tried to silence. And all you must do is say yes. Say yes to the invitation heaven has been holding open for you. Do you hear it, that subtle whisper inside that says, this is real? That is the voice of God moving through your spirit. He is saying, I am here, I see you, I will not let your season slip by. Michael leans closer and declares, the opposition you faced was fierce because your destiny is fierce. But tonight the tide turns. Everything that tried to hold them back will collapse. Can you imagine that? The very obstacles that seemed permanent, the people who doubted you, the doors that slammed shut, they are all being rearranged for your good. And it will happen so quickly that the world will marvel, but you will know the truth, it was always God's design. Think about the moments you prayed silently, crying out for clarity, for guidance, for rescue. Every single one of those prayers has been gathered and woven into this exact hour. Michael says, tell them heaven has archived their perseverance. The sleepless nights, the hidden sobs, the unseen sacrifices, they were all fingerprints on their miracle. And here is the crucial point: if you step forward now, all of that effort converts into acceleration. The prayers, the fasting, the tears, the quiet acts of faith, they explode into favor, into breakthrough, into revelation that cannot be reversed. Beloved, I want you to imagine a scroll in heaven with your name on it. Every line is a promise, every letter is a covenant, every fold is a mark of divine protection. Michael is holding it now, sword in one hand, scroll in the other, guarding it fiercely. He cries out, "Do not let them ignore this." This is their blueprint for victory. That blueprint contains peace, restoration, abundance, clarity, and strength that never falters. Do you see why this moment is sacred? It is not a repetition, it is not ordinary, it is a convergence of everything you have hoped for, prayed for, and survived through. And yet the only thing that can activate it fully is your willingness to step in. Pause and feel the tremor in your spirit. That is recognition. That is your soul saying, "Yes, this is mine." Michael whispers, "Do not waste another second doubting." Doubt is the thief. Faith is the key. And tonight faith can unlock what seemed forever locked. Beloved, your breakthrough is not coming slowly. It will arrive with suddenness that startles, with evidence so tangible that even skeptics cannot deny. The enemy has tried to convince you that your life is too small, your voice too faint, your season too late. But heaven declares tonight, no more lies, no more delay. The child of light rises now. And here is the final truth, the one that anchors every heartbeat, every breath, every pulse of energy moving through you. God has not been silent, He has not been absent. Every step that seemed lonely, every road that seemed closed, every season that seemed hopeless, it was all preparation. Preparation for this explosive, undeniable shift. And Michael, standing with all archangels, says, "Tell them this is not just a word. This is a portal. A living invitation. Step through now or watch the opportunity pass. But if they step, nothing can touch what is theirs, nothing. So take a breath, child of destiny, and lean into what is being offered. Trust the trembling in your chest. Follow the pull in your spirit. Let the scroll of heaven descend fully into your life. Every doubt must fall. Every hesitation must dissolve. And as you take that step, as small as it feels, the unseen will move with force and the visible will change instantly. You will rise in ways that honor every struggle, every tear, every prayer you have ever sent into the heavens. And tonight Michael says, step now. Do not look back. The moment is theirs, the season is theirs, the victory is theirs.